people, where's the camera? There are so many people around the world who have now become big. Governor, senator, commissioner, celebrity, pastors. And there were people in your rising who helped you. But now you are too ashamed to identify with them. Why? Because the world doesn't know them, or because the world doesn't accept them, or because the world doesn't celebrate them. It will appear like a debt on your status, stupid status. It will appear like a debt on your present level. Oh, what did it do for me? All it did was it gave me a shelter for 1 week 10 years ago. That 1 week you could have been eaten up. You could have been killed by armed robbers. You could have been wasted. What did it do for me in the past? All it did was it just fed me for about 3 days. The absence of that meal could have given you ulcer. It was a blessing. Today you will go back and sit down, think, who was that person that helped you growing up in your school days? Who was that person that helped you as a neighbor? Who was that person that was a blessing to you? Call them up and let them know you didn't forget them. If you can help them, help them. If you can support them, support them. If you can be a blessing to them, be a blessing to them. I told you the story of one time I was Izigbe that was there, and I saw somebody who I knew way back, and he was selling something. I told you the story. And as I got out, I saw him rolling the thing on a wheelbarrow. I opened the car, I used my leg, I pushed the whole thing into the gutter as he entered the car. He said, no, my egg grow. I said, which stupid egg grow? Enter car! Enter car, let's go. And we got, and I sat him down. I gave him some things to eat. I gave him some water to drink. I said, how have you been? What do you want to do? He said, okay, this is my agro business. If I see money, I do more flour. I said, if you talk agro business here again, I'll slap you. What do you want to do? He said, I know. Okay, fine. I go add meat pie. And sausage. I said, what do you want to do? And he was looking at me. I said, what if I give you a car and you put it to be going from Auchi to Igara as transport? You put a driver, and he said, I offend, I go die. Car. I remembered in this town when I became a believer and they kicked me out of the house. That was the young man who accommodated me for 3 weeks. I was sleeping in his house, waking up in his house, sleeping in his house, waking up in his house, sleeping in his house, waking up in his house. That was what I did. Drop that phone on the ground. Drop it on the ground. That's what I did for 3 weeks. And nobody took me in. Nobody took me in. And today I see such a person. That 3 weeks was enough for me to be killed on the street. You forget people so easily. That shows you forget. Now, can I surprise you? People who have been helped in the past and always forget people. Can I tell you what happens to them? They also meet people who they help and they forget them. Because a seed. Life is a seed. What did she give me, chef? What did she give to me? What is it? What was it? What is it not? Was it not just money for cab? Can be life preservation. Just money for cab. That's what saved you. As you pass through that route, your head may have been cut off, but somebody helped you. And today you have forgotten. Not only forgotten, that person has become the topic of destruction. And you are praying. Bad humanity. And you are praying. A wife labored with you. The wife labored, suffered with you. Now you are blessed. She's still begging you for money. She has to still beg you. While she was suffering, she was begging. Now you are blessed. She's still begging. When will she rest? Your humanity is bad. And that's the problem. That's the problem I have. Church, they can pray. They can fast. If it's prayer, they can pray. They can fast. They can worship. They can copy notes. No, if you're looking at me now, that's why I'm taking note. What did Papa say? Which scripture? Ezekiel, Habakkuk. Okay. Zephyr what? Zebudiah. Zephaniah. Okay. You walk out, but naturally, your heart is so seared. 1 Timothy 4:2, like it says, hot iron. No matter what anybody says, it doesn't. And people like that do not go far. I am telling you the truth about life. God says spirit and truth. Many are spiritual, but they are not truthful. They are spiritual, but their attitude to their fellow man. You can't claim to know God when you are treating men with disdain, treating people shabbily. There was a pastor in this town. His members were tearing our posters. He was preaching against me on the altar. Heavily. Called me false prophet. Called me fake pastor. Say our church will soon close. Nothing they say. And then some of our protocol brothers will go, they will hear it. They will come, they will meet, they are fuming. Papa, we'll fight. We'll go there, we'll scatter his own too. I say, shut up. In 1998, that man gave me 1,000. Papa, 1,000, pay him back. I said, in 1998, 1,000 was a lot of money. I said, no matter what he does to me now, he gave me 1,000. I can't do anything. This is weakness. This is weakness. Okay, Papa, you don't do anything. We are your children. We'll do something. I say, if you are my child, don't do something. Leave him. That 1,000. At that time, I used that money for almost 2 weeks. It meant a lot to me. Today, we are best friends. The man and myself are best friends. We relate. We talk. We are best friends. We are close. We talk. The past is past. Bygone is bygone. He said, now I understand. Now with what I'm saying, it is God that called you. It is God. I said, thank you, sir. Life goes on. Let's put the past behind us. Let's forget about what you did. Forget about what you said. Life goes on. But no, that's how you hold grudge of 1962 like a witch. That's how you hold it in your heart. What happened to you? I said, no. When I was a girl. Now you are 60 something. When I was a girl. Even the Igbos, most of them has forgiven soldiers that killed their grandfather during the war. That's how you still hold on to what? No. The way he insulted me. What was said? Let it go. I want us to work on our humanity before we come to our spirituality. No, leave prayer. Leave prayer first. Keep prayer there. Keep seed sowing. Keep it. Keep fasting. Keep worship. Keep this. Let's talk about our humanity. How many people do you relate with without malice? How many people do you show love? Who do you show care? Who do you show concern? How grateful are you? Let's focus on our humanity. Everything about life now is spiritual. We are all claim divinity, but humanity is gone. I was telling somebody on the phone, I said, we pastors, that's why my message began to change. We are the problem. You see an idle young man, you keep him there. You will meet your helper. He's not ready to walk. He's waiting for helper. Helpers are coming. Say, amen. In his mentality, somebody will dash me car. Somebody that will give me millions is coming. Somebody that will do it. Am I communicating here? So I tell, walk. As you are walking, your helper will come. Meet your helper in the place of your assignment. Don't meet your helper in idleness. There is a part of humanity. Am I communicating? Someone did something in this ministry, and I remembered. I said to them, I said, young lady, are you the daughter of so and so and so person? He said, yes, sir. Whoa! Now you are married to one of our pastors. Yes, sir. I said, your sins are forgiven. He said, what? I said, no. Your father, I used to preach for your father when he was alive, and he was nice to me. Papa, are you going to allow this just go? I say, what will the father, how will the father feel in his grave that he died and left behind a daughter who is now married with children to somebody? I'm in a position to help. I say, you must follow protocol, constitution. I say, by reason of the capacity to veto. Constitution set aside, overruled. This one permitted. But Pastor says, hey, this matter ends now. Leave the matter. The father helped how many years ago? 24 years ago. But now I'm an opportunity to pay back. Is there somebody in the house of Saul that I may show kindness for Jonathan's sake? Not because Saul helped me. Saul was after my life, but Jonathan helped me. I want to help somebody back. I want to be a blessing to somebody. Am I speaking to somebody right now? The reason I am nice and kind to people is because my biological children cannot be with me forever. They will go to nations. They will go to places. They will get married. Somebody will remember that many years ago your father was a blessing to my life. But there are some of you, the reason you are suffering now is because people remembered what. Let me give you a story. Let me give you a story. Can I give you a story? Somebody told me this. A young lady entered town as a refugee. You know, refugee are those who come in there before they take they give them citizenship. And she needed somebody to take her around. There was a man, young man. He said, please take me now. The man said, no, I will not. The man was the only one. They call them guides, who would have taken her as a guide. The man refused. This lady begged and begged and begged, but calling the man by name, help me. The man refused. He didn't help her. Life passed by. Many years later, this is my son that gave me the testimony. He's in a European country. He said he started a beauty pageant. You know, beauty pageant for young lady. And he started the beauty pageant. And this lady that came to the country years ago has become a citizen, and not just a citizen, an authority in that country. She has become a voice. So because of the lady being an authority, he put the lady as one of the judges of the beauty pageant. He said they were doing first round. When they got to semi-final, the girl that was dazzling everybody, the girl that was so beautiful and so eloquent, so intelligent, they brought the name. She was the judge. She looked at it. She saw the surname. He called the girl. Says, your father so and so and so and so. He says, yes. She laughed. She told the other judges, she will not win. He said, why? He said, years ago, the father had the opportunity to help me. This girl will not win. The sins of the father, the wickedness of the father. He said the girl will not win. The first judge said, I agree. Second judge said, I agree. When he got to her, she said, I disagree. Give it to the next person. The second person who won now is now Miss that country. She has gotten a lot of endorsement. That young girl missed it because of the wickedness of her father, because of how hardened the father was. Anything you are doing today, you may not repeat, but somebody around you will repeat. Your wickedness today, you may not repeat, but somebody around you will repeat. When you keep hurting people, you keep paying evil for good, somebody around you. When he told me, he said, Daddy, I want to tell you this story to confirm some of the things you preach to us. He told me after Tuesday Bible study. He said, you were saying something. I was just shaking my head, that if only these people know that these things are happening around the world. When she saw the girl's name, saw the surname, he confirmed. He said, it was that man. So you're not going anywhere. Your father was in position to be good to me over 20 something years ago, but he refused. So now I am in position. There's a man who was the CSO to the late Sani Abacha. He was the CSO, they call him Mustafa. He arrested a man called Gani Fawemi, and personally, according to the story, dealt with him in prison. The man suffered injuries. Many years later, he had a case, and they said to him, the most respected and only lawyer who you can hire is Gani. And 15 years ago, that was the man he tortured in prison. And they met Gani. They said, Gani said, for what? I'm not coming. That was how he spent over 17, 18 years in jail. This is your heart that is like stone, that nothing can break. And you feel you are doing people. You are doing yourself. That nothing can break. He that is off to reprove or hardeneth his neck, he says he shall die suddenly. And that is without remedy. Your husband is now suddenly bad. He has never been a good man. Because of the battles of today, you are kicking your wife out. She has never been a good person. Because of the battles of today, your house help has been a devil all along. Because of the battles of today, Your pastor has become so evil because of the counsel and the rebuke and discipline of today. Be on your feet. Can I say this to you? I've always said this to people in my mentorship class. If you want to be a good person, expect to be taken advantage of. If you want to be a good person, expect to be taken advantage of. People will take advantage of you. Not because you are stupid, but you are sowing a seed. 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 Some years ago, we were doing evangelism. And there's a place called Central Hospital in Benin. It's close to Ring Road. I'm not even know Central Hospital. Okay. We are doing evangelism close to a place they call Urokpota Hall. One of our brothers, he was just using the megaphone, talking, and a car hit him. Not just hit him, the car hit him, and the car ran over him. Bruises, his head, all kind. We were praying. While we were praying, somebody said, take him to the hospital. No hospital. We had to go to Central Hospital. As we got there, we're begging. They said no bed. Somebody, I don't know if the man is still alive now, a certain Dr. Momo, he was coming out. He said, what's going on? We told him. He said, who are you people? We mentioned, where are you from? Where are you from? I now mentioned, so where are you from? I said, Awuchi. He said, Awuchi. Which quarter? I told him. Who's your father? I mentioned my father. He said, hey, good man. Bring the person. I'll give you a bed. Bring the person. He said, hey, good man. Bring the person. I'll give you a bed. We'll look for a bed. Bring. He was the CMD, the chief medical director. That's a massive position. But he personally attended to that case. When I said thank you, he said, don't thank me. Ask your father who I am. Thank me. I said, thank you, sir. I said, don't thank me. Ask your father who I am. Many years ago, I asked my father. He said, oh, that guy is my friend. Some years ago, this happened. I helped him. I said, wow. When my father was in the army, my father, can I tell you a story? Are you sure you want to hear this story? When my dad clocked 50, he was almost dead. I was with him by the hospital. I was young then. I was with him at the hospital, by his hospital bed. That was when I actually led him to Christ for the first time. I was by his hospital bed and I was praying for him. I didn't know what was going on. There were some women that he normally helps. He told me he's been helping them since he was a youth. When he come to town, he will give them money, he will help them. He was in the hospital bed. We're praying. He fell into a trance. And he saw a few things. Normally, when they want to carry out an operation on you, they have to flush you. Flushing means you stay off food, you stay off this thing for about 24 hours prior to the time of operation. You stay off anything, food, anything, to make your system light. As they took my father into the theater, the doctors brought him out, said they were tired. There's a critical operation. If they go ahead with their present state, they can't do their best. They took him back. While we were there, we got a news that one of the elderly women used to give out gifts, died. Between when they took him in and brought him out. He opened his eyes and I gave him his phone. They said the woman was dead. We paused. What's going on? He got a story, and he told me this story about 3 years ago here. He said, I didn't tell you what happened there because you were too young to hear it. He said, well, let me tell you now. He said, that lady, before she died, she confessed. That thing, because when they brought him out, The next time he was going for the operation, they carried out a test on him. They didn't see the thing they saw before. So they said he should go home. Nothing is wrong with him. He said, you kept me here. They said, go home, you are fine. That was when now that lady began to confess that they gave her something to put on him in their coven. But she said she can never, because it was too nice to her. So the one she had already fired like a powdery substance, she has to collect it back, put it on herself, and died. Because of humanity. I asked my father why. He said, as a young soldier, when I come to town, I will buy trucks and picks up of yam, cassava. I'll be going from house to house. I will give everybody. He said, then this town was so minimal, you can literally trace everybody. I will give them from house to house. I will leave. They kept praying for me. What is the goodwill that is speaking for you, or that will speak for your children? You do things, you just do things, you don't care. You just do things, you don't care. Whatever, just do it. You believe there's no repercussion. Lift your hands and just worship the Lord.